Hello again, Goddard family. This is Mr. Miles. I'm here with another book for you today because I felt like it's cold outside. Let's just stay inside, get cozy, and then read a story about the type of animals that like this cold weather, penguins. And this one is called And Tango Makes Three. It was gifted to me. So this story is by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell. It was illustrated by Henry Cole. Be sure, can my friends show me three? We got 1, 2, and 3. So Tango makes 3. In the middle of New York City, there's a great big park called Central Park. Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats. It has a carousel to ride on in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter. Best of all, it has its very own zoo. Every day, families of all kinds go to visit the animals that live there. Here's our first page, so you can see some of the art. And then our second page, so you can see where the zoo entrance is and all the different things that they have at the park. The children and their parents aren't the only families of the zoo. The animals make families of their own. There are red panda bear families with mothers and fathers and furry red panda bear cubs. There are monkey dads and monkey moms raising noisy monkey babies. There are toad families and toucan families and cotton top tamarin families too. Look at all those different families. Animals all have families too. It's not just people. It's pretty cool. And in the penguin house, there are penguin families. Every year at the same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins, and the boy penguins start noticing the girls. When the right girl and the right boy find each other, they become a couple. See, all the penguins, they're all figuring out who they want to be families with. 2 penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy, and the other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other and walked together. They sang to each other and swam together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went too. There's Roy and Silo. You can see them swimming right here. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsey, noticed the 2 penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home, so they built a nest of stones for themselves. Every night, Roy and Silo slept there together just like other penguin couples. Here's the zookeeper. And you see how they're building a nest out of... What are they building it out of? Can you see? Rocks. Rocks might not be very comfortable for us to lay on, but they like it. And every morning, Roy and Silo woke up together. But one day, Roy and Silo saw that the other couples could do something that they could not. The mama penguin would lay an egg. She and the papa penguin would take turns keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch. And then there would be a baby penguin. See all the little baby penguins? Do they look really fluffy? I think so. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little empty. And one day Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins were hatching, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock, but Silo carefully sat on it and sat. See the empty nest here? They brought a little rock home to try to hatch it like an egg. And sat. When Silo got sleepy, he slept, and when Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam and Roy sat. Day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock, but nothing happened. Yeah. Sadly, Rocks do not hatch. They are rocks, not eggs. Then, Mr. Gramsay got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. There's the zookeeper again. There's the egg going to their nest. Think they're going to be good parents for that egg? We're going to find out. Roy and Silo knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the center of their nest. Every day they turned it so each side stayed warm. Some days Roy sat while Silo went for food. Other days it was Silo's turn to sit and take care of their egg. They sat in the morning, they sat at night. They sat through lunchtime and swim time and supper. They sat at the beginning of the month, they sat at the end of the month, and they sat all of the days in between. Do they look pretty happy? They finally have their own egg. Until one day they heard a sound coming from inside their egg. Beep, 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 it said. Roy and Silo called back. Squawk, squawk. Beep, beep, answered the egg. Suddenly, a tiny hole appeared in the eggshell, and then... there they are, they hear the peeping. And look what's happening. There's some cracks forming on the egg, and it's getting bigger. What do we see? Crack! Out came their very own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. Now Roy and Silo are fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Gramsay decided, because it takes two to make a tango. Roy and Silo taught Tango how to sing for them when she was hungry. They fed her food from their beaks. They snuggled her in the nest at night. Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. There's little baby Tango. And Roy and Silo together with their little baby. Soon Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest. Roy and Silo took her for a swim, just like all the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with the other penguins. Hooray, Roy! Hooray, Silo! Welcome, Tango! They cheered. You see all the penguins and all people cheering for the family. At night, the three penguins returned to their nest. There they snuggled each other, and like all the other penguins in the penguin house, and all the other animals in the zoo, and all the families in the big city around them, they went to sleep. The end. It's a true story about the Central Park Zoo. Those penguins actually are there. So if you ever find yourself in the area, you should go say hi. Well, that's all I got for you today, friends. I look forward to our next video together. Thank you for joining me for reading, and I will see you next time.